the opener of the project, and I felt that it was a good opener for the project. It's really smooth. It has that Timberland feel to it. That track is it was actually made in like maybe the late 90s, and I always like to start the project out with explaining to the listener where I am and what's going on with me, and because this is the sister, the part 2, the maternal twin project of sometime in December 1987, I did need to start the tone of it. And basically what I'm saying is, I'm trying to be friends with an ex that did some really horrible things to me. And now that I've gotten to a place where I can forgive and I can let them back into my life, I'm saying that we can't really go down that romantic road anymore, because if that does happen and that wound that took what felt like a lifetime to close up and to heal and things like that, then I would just self-destruct. This is the first person I knowingly hated, and I felt like, so yeah. What have I gotten myself into? Piggybacking from the first track, it's very self-explanatory. It's a very new jack swing type vibe, and just explaining, like, hey, I really need to get to know you, because last time, I didn't do that, so how about I really take some time to get to know you, because I could be biting off more than I could chew. So I definitely wanted to make sure that we established a foundation first. And yeah. Blow stemmed from something someone said to me that was really corny at the time. Well, it's corny now, but at the time, it wasn't. But I was told that, even though I'm away, every time you feel the wind blow, that's me blowing you a kiss from wherever I am. And I was just like, oh, that's so sweet, So I just, that song actually feels the best to me. It feels good. I feel like I'm dancing, in constellations and stuff. And I see pink and bright purple stars and, stuff like that. It just, that track kind of solidifies the artwork for the project. It's very space. It's space. It's a whole universe in itself. And I did do a version where I had a bridge, because the bridge went completely somewhere else. But I like the transition that the song had into the next record. So I just kind of left it at that. And maybe I'll put out the prototype. I'm Not started from me coming to a place in my life where I was trying to get comfortable in my skin and to accept the bad and the ugly of who I am, and to basically say, like, I can't be anyone else but Duran. Like, there's no possible way that I can be anyone else, because I don't know how. And I feel that me putting my car in neutral and pushing it down the driveway is more reasonable than me going to the Great Wall of China and trying to make it budge. Like, that's just out of the question. I feel like I equated that with trying to tell someone to be someone that they're not, because you're going to fail. You can only be successful at being yourself. And at least that's how I feel. You'll get true happiness if you just be yourself. Okay, so two stories go hand in hand. So we have Little Goes a Long Way, which was the same situation. It was the same situation, but Little Goes a Long Way is putting it out there that, yes, you are into this person, and whatnot. However, you know that things might not end the way that they see them happening, because you know how you are, or you might know how they are. So you're just like, I'm not even going to entertain this. You cannot have a little, because that little is going to be a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? You can't toss a white clean rag into a barrel of dirty rags and then expect them to be clean. Like, I'm not going to even put myself in that situation. And you know, so it's really about self-control and discipline, which is something I feel that we all, you know, because I know I need work on that, but that was something I was very persistent about. Like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And then I follow up with that with Heed My Warning, which is probably one of the first records that me and Mike collaborated together on creating. And there's a lot of changes. It's very, you know, but I'm basically stating I am no good. And the reason I felt that way about myself is because I was so unstable at that point in time in my life. I felt like I was nothing but trouble. I felt like every time I tried to pursue a relationship or try to do something, I always ended up being the bad guy because, you know, or something of that. Things always ended up being my fault if they didn't work out. So I'm just like, you know what, don't even bother with me. I'm letting you know right now, back the fuck up. Just leave me alone. You know, I don't care how good it looks. I don't care how, you know, whatever you have made up in your mind about who you think I am. This is what I'm telling you. And I feel that this was another situation that I've seen where some people will have all the signs. There are all these red flags that people will flare up at people, but they go after that very thing that they know that is not good for them. And then they end up getting hurt in the end anyway. And they're the ones that look stupid. But then you have people who won't be honest. But I'm one to say, hey, look, if you get involved with me, you're going to get your feelings hurt. So, and that's how I felt about myself back then.